Soccer605 are visiting with Frank Gurnick, the Director of Coaching for Dakota Alliance Soccer Club. Coach, appreciate you taking some time with us at Soccer605.
Thanks so much for having me. I appreciate having you guys here at the Sanford Fieldhouse.
We're very happy to be here in this beautiful facility. Can you give us a little bit of background on Dakota Alliance?
Dakota Alliance is in its 5th year of existence, and really what it was is the different soccer entities within the Sioux Falls and surrounding communities wanting to bring all the resources together under one umbrella, from developmental programs and recreational through the competitive component. And so over the course of, I believe, 4 years, you had Dakota Gold, you had Great Plains, you had Sioux Falls United, you had Sioux Falls Soccer Association, all collaborate, and then over a period of 4 years, some merged, and then ultimately all the organizations merged under one umbrella. So we're now going into our 4th year collectively.
That had to have been a huge undertaking, and a lot of egos had to be set aside to pull that off, didn't it?
It really did. I think it was something that probably took more like 10 to 12 years. I believe it was a lot of discussion because I know, having been a director down in Iowa, that discussion was being had back in the 90s. So I know that it's something that was a long time in the making.
Yeah, and I know Sioux Falls Soccer had been around for about 30 years or more. Dakota Gold, probably close to that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that's kudos to you guys for being able to set all those differences aside and marry the rec and competitive programs in Sioux Falls.
Well, a lot of that happened before I came up here. I actually came up at the end of the first test year. What they did is when they did the merge, they had a 1-year trial run to see if it would work. And at the end of that first year was when I was brought on board, and again, when they were looking at their programming and how they wanted to structure the leadership, I actually came in just to manage the recreational side of the program, because I felt that there was a need to have directors working under each part of the program, so that there wasn't just one leader in charge of everything, but it was looked at as satellite programming under one umbrella.
So that every aspect of the program had its own representation, own leadership?
Correct. I think really because of the magnitude of the membership now, it couldn't really be handled by one person. And within the organization, we have what we call club standard. And within this community, for the longest time, prior to me coming into this community, you had an organization like Dakota Gold that favored having a professional coach model. And they saw the value in having a professional coach come in and run the training and run the tryouts and organize the teams and coach the teams. And as they grew, they also saw that we don't want to leave that recreational component by itself, because a lot of times the recreational is the largest part of the organization, yet it is the one that is looked upon as being lesser because they don't pay the extravagant fees, they don't do the extravagant traveling and competing. So when this organization was put together, one of the needs that they put foremost was to bring in a director to manage strictly the recreational side of it. So we now have a director that oversees our youth programming, which is camps and clinics. We have a director that oversees specifically the competitive component, and a director that oversees the recreational component. We have a director of our tournaments, and then there's myself, the director of coaching. So now I look at a staff, and then underneath each one of those departments, they have staff that are responsible to them.
And so you have the opportunity to make sure there's consistency throughout all the programs in terms of your goals, your mission, your objectives.
Absolutely. Again, coming back to those club standards, we believe that there has to be a certain amount of, if we want our kids to get better, there are 2 things that we are primarily focused on. The first is, who's going to work with these kids? Are they qualified? And if they're not qualified, what are we doing as an organization to equip them with the tools necessary to work with the kids? So coach education. All of our coaches on the competitive side, we require our coaches to have a minimum of a D license to be working with our kids if they want to be a head coach. For our elite teams, 15 and above, we really look at a C license or better. But on our recreational side, we're also looking at hopefully getting all of our recreational coaches licensed through the youth modules that we teach. The second part that we put within our club standards is facilities. This Sanford Fieldhouse is something that again, coming back to the merge, had all those organizations not come together under one umbrella, we would not have been able to approach Sanford and say, together, this is what we can do to help you build what you would like to build. And so we, as an organization, have created a 10-year exclusive relationship with Sanford that says, we're with you for 10 years. We're going to work together. So between facilities and coaches, now the emphasis is truly where it needs to be, and that's right there with the kids.
Let's talk a little bit more about that facilities arrangement, a 10-year commitment. So I assume that means that you guys, the Dakota Alliance, is renting or reserving space for a number of years?
We have a 10-year contract with Sanford that makes us the exclusive youth soccer program within this building. So within that, yes, we pay a rent, and we are considered the major tenant from November 1st through April 30th, because you never know how Mother Nature is going to work here in South Dakota. So that gives us the winter months to provide space for our kids to train, opportunities for tournaments like this. We invited the SDSSA AGM to conduct coach sessions here during their annual general meeting. And it will now allow us to look bigger picture. Can we create college showcases? Can we bring in clinicians to do winter coaching courses? You know, right now our imagination is going to be our limitation. And together working with a sponsor like Sanford, you know, I believe it's going to be nothing but the best in taking us all to the next level.
Wow. Well, that's a wonderful opportunity for the players here. You know, a lot of times they look forward to playing in tournaments, but to be able to train in a facility of this caliber is a tremendous advantage.
Right. We have, again, you know, during the winter months, we train Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays. Wednesday is the only day that we are not in here as a presence in soccer. So within the facility right now, a couple of the things that we've done, again, with a partner like Sanford, we are already coupling with them with regards to some of our player developmental programs. They are instrumental with their power program in working cross-training with multiple sports. So what we've already done is we've partnered with them to create a power, speed, and agility program that's being offered for the kids. Now it's a matter of, can we incorporate that into the curriculum that we're developing, and then kids will come and get the best of both worlds. They'll come do their strength training, do their soccer training. Days that they're not training, they may come in and just do the speed and agility or the power strength and conditioning program. You know, and so now we're looking at being able to put together a curriculum that will have a certain periodization, meaning during the winter months we're looking at maintaining what we did outdoors and building upon that, so that when we go back outdoors in the spring, we don't have to worry about fitness, we don't have to worry about strength, because we took care of that during the winter months.
So you have this tremendous facility and everything all in place organizationally. Tell me a little bit about your players. What ages you offer? I know we've already discussed you offer rec and competitive, but what does that consist of?
We actually would like to think that we offer programming starting at 3 years old. And I say that tongue-in-cheek because I don't believe for a second that we're teaching soccer at 3 years old. What we're teaching is basic tumbling, running, jumping, rolling, hand-eye coordination, foot, eye coordination. We're doing fun activities with a soccer ball or different kinds of balls, whether it's a Nerf ball or different sizes, shapes. But we'll start with fun programs at the younger ages. We have soccer gymnastics, yoga, and toka, which are skills-based programs. And then we also have a academy program for the 9 and 10-year-olds to start giving them a formal training on skills and small group tactics. And then we have our recreational program, and our recreational program goes from 4 years old through 19 years old. And then we also have our competitive program, and the competitive program begins at under 11 or 10 years old through 19. Now, within all that programming, we do not believe that we have found the entire population that we would like to get involved with the sport. We have a very low-cost recreational program versus a high-cost competitive program. And so we're looking at right now creating a program that's somewhere in the middle, It will not be recreational because the teams that will be formed will have some form of selection process to it. And that selection process is going to be for those players who are probably multiple sport athletes or maybe may not financially have the ability to commit to a more intensive program. But it will allow them access to the professional training, access to tournaments, and access to the facilities. So that's a program that we probably will see an introduction to spring of 2013, but most definitely for the 2013-2014 seasonal year. The idea is, again, how can we increase our numbers and at the same time still offer quality instruction and fun for all the kids.
Do you know about how many players and teams you have currently right now through all the programs?
Currently throughout the entire program, our population runs anywhere between 2,800 and 3,200. The fluctuation begins with the multiple sport athlete. During the fall, we see a definite ebb and flow with regards to who's playing football. You know, you have kids playing flag football as well as pee-wee football. And then they'll come back in the spring, but then we'll see an exodus of the baseball players leaving. So it's, you know, when I'm asked for that number, I always throw out there roughly 3,200, and that also incorporates the high school program that we're the host organization for within Sioux Falls. And under that umbrella right now, you've got Washington, Roosevelt, Lincoln, in addition to West Central and Harrisburg. We worked with T somewhat, but T was more, we helped them administratively, but they were able to really work with their high school and their activities director out there to get their program going.
So if I'm a parent of a 10-year-old and I'm interested in getting him or her involved in soccer in the Sioux Falls area, what do I need to do?
The first thing I would do is go out to our website, www.dakotaalliancesoccer.com. On that website, you'll find the different course offerings, program offerings, as well as our contact information. They can call our office, and our office number is 605-332-5911. And the ladies at the desk, Jean Bauer and Jan Vandenboss, are very knowledgeable and can direct anybody of any level to the appropriate program.
And Jean and Jan have been around for a while. They definitely know where all the skeletons are in soccer in South Dakota, but they also know where all the good things are, don't they?
They are the heart and soul of who we are, for sure.
They are. Well, we appreciate you taking some time with us, Coach Gurnick, to talk about Dakota Alliance. And one more time, if I'm a parent looking to get my kid involved, where do I need to go?
www.dakotaalliancesoccer.com.
All right. Thanks, and thank you again for this beautiful facility and tournament that you're making available for soccer players in this part of the state.
Thank you, Carol. Have a great day.